castaway. And so that goes on for a bit. Check this out. So I read that this is the 3rd, 5th, and 9th of the chord. Anyhow, we'll get back to the riveting music theory in a second, but it's a 6-fret spread. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fret spread. Apparently it's in C sharp. With that little slide at the end there. Isn't that fun? Just a castaway, lonely heart at sea, more loneliness than any man could bear. And then, so there's a lot of that, and I think I'm going to give myself tendinitis by insisting on increasing my dexterity with this song, which is off of their second album, which is Regatta de Blanc from the Police. And we get down to this little pre-chorus part, which is more fun, more easy on the hands. I'll send an SOS to the world. See, that's the part I don't quite understand. I send an SOS to the world. Send an SOS to the world. I send an SOS to the world. Then back down to here. I hope that someone gets mine. Hope that someone gets mine. And then eventually to message in a bottle. Message in a bottle. And then a bit more, huh? More torture. Finger torture. A year has passed since I wrote my note, but I should have known right from the start. Only hope can keep you alive, keep you together. Love can mend your life, but love can break your heart. So, in that case, I'll say the Pandelic. How are you, my friend? Good to see you. I'm trying to get through this Police song. What are you up to? I'll send an SOS to the world. Send an SOS to the world. I hope that someone gets mine. Hope that someone gets mine. Message in a bottle. Message in a bottle, yeah. And actually, I was just curious to learn more about this song, and there was nothing. It was pretty straightforward. The message, it's about a guy who's feeling lonely, but then later on in the song, he says, 100 million bottles washed up on the shore. So he realizes he's not alone in being alone. But I wanted to, I like to learn about the recording technique, and there were tons of overdubs apparently. But it was backside with a song called Landlord. Do you know this song? I was not familiar with this song, so I just listened to it a second ago. So it's just the B-side. I don't think it's on any of their albums. But the sun is hot today. I'm going to overheat if I don't move that. Oh, sorry, I got all dark, didn't I? Oh, maybe I can do this. Excuse me. All right, something along those lines. Well, mysterious. Yeah, the B-side of this, when they had singles that were pressed on this material called vinyl, and you would play them on a machine, which a flat platter turning around, called a phonograph, and on one side would be encoded via the transcription of vibrations from sound to a microscopic needle, as a matter of fact. And when that a disc of this plastic-like vinyl would be spun on this turntable of the phonograph. The vibrations of the grooves would cause vibrations in this needle that would be transformed into electronic waves, much like a telephone. Works, not what we call a telephone, but those things with a switchboard operator and so forth. But the B-side of this song is called Landlord. Have you ever heard of that? I hadn't heard of it, so I just listened to it a second ago. And all I can say, really, is it reminds me a bit of Next to You, which is off of their first album, Outlandos d'Amour. Next to You, something. Don't remember that. Anyway, what's going on, Pandelic? How are you doing? Do you have any song suggestions or questions for me? Because otherwise, I'm going to go into, I think, a little bit of the Warrior of the Light. Oh, no, I got to do an art update. Okay, so I'll just tell you a little bit about what I'm going on over here. So I didn't get much progress done on this one, which is called 6 Rue de Gary today. In fact, the sun, it seems, is passing through the sky earlier in the day. But I was able to get some of this part done today. Wait, where am I? Right here. Get some of this filled in. And I got it measured out to the end there. I had to redraw some features, like right here. But end right over here a little bit. So anyway, it's coming along, but unfortunately I wasn't able to advance as much as I'd like. Had to take care of some errands this morning, so I wasn't able to get up as early as I'd like to. But what I did do, and I'm almost done with doing this. Oh, it's Eric is your name, isn't it? Oh, yes, Eric. Where are you now? You're back in Germany, or are you back in Berlin? Anyhow, so I'm preparing this canvas, and how I do this is I glue successive layers of old book pages and blueprints onto the page, and then I sand them off, and it creates this interesting motif where you can see sort of a palimpsest of, ooh, that's fun, a palimpsest of different motifs. It's sort of a variegated, randomized design, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint over this and leave it a little bit translucent. So there's going to be a building right here, and then this will be the sky, a white sky, and you should be able to see some of this typography and geometry showing through. That's the objective here. Now this one represents, this one I put 4 pages on, and the last, so I started with old book pages and then covered it with blueprint, sanded that down. Usually what I do is I sand down the first layer, but to save time, I just waited until the second layer was on with the PVA glue that I put down on there. And so that way, that was 2 birds with 1 stone, so to speak. So I sanded through the first layer of blueprint and book page at once, and then I repeated the process. I put 1 layer of book page, sanded that down, and now I've got the final layer of blueprint, and I've almost got that all the way sanded down. I'll have to, as you can see, with the help of the sun, it's a little bit fuzzy. Can you see that? So what I'm going to do is sand it down with the last pass is going to be with 180 grit sandpaper, and then I'm going to put a final layer of the polyvinyl acid adhesive, which is basically white glue, watered down by almost 50% to create a varnish effect. So when I paint on it, I have a nice smooth surface, and also it'll tighten this up a little bit. When the glue's on there, it's going to stretch it, or contract the paper, and it's going to sound almost like a drum. I'll show you that before I start painting. So, Eric, how's things? And this is my test sheet. So these are the colors that I'm mixing for this painting right here, for Rue de Gary. 6 Rue de Gary, 6, as I like to say. Rue de Gary. So you can see that those colors are all going into there. So that's fun. So let me know in the comments below if there's anything you would like me to address, anything you'd like me to explain, anything you'd like me to describe further, or even talk about. What I usually do is I start out with a song, and then I do an art update, and then if we've got time, I read from the Warrior of the Light, and then if we've got time, I do a little more music. So that's the program usually, but if you would like to that I expand or contract any of those sections or do something completely different, like, I don't know, maybe tutorials and so forth like that. Problem is, I've only got 15 minutes max to upload to YouTube, so that's what you got to do is you got to go, if you're on the gram of Instas, go to my profile, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way, I only need, how many is it? 959 more subscribers to be able to live stream there. And so all that helps. And also upload more than 15 minutes. So I can't upload more than 15 minutes as it stands right now. But Eric, if you're there, could you give me a number between 25 and 157? If not, I'm going to use the magic. It's a little bit dusty in here today with all the sanding I've been doing on here. I'm going to use the magic coin method to divine a page to read. 100, 120, 320. So what's half of 320 would be 160. And what's half of 160? That would be 80. So I think we're going to do page 80 today. What do you think? Does that sound good? Let's see if I can get through this in the 2 minutes we have left remaining. Le guerrier de la lumière croit. The warrior of the light believes. Parce qu'il croit au miracle, les miracles commencent à se produire. Because he believes in miracles, miracles begin to appear. Parce qu'il a la certitude que sa pensée peut changer sa vie se met à changer. Because he is certain that his thoughts can change his life begins to change. Parce qu'il est certain qu'il va trouver l'amour apparaît. Because he's certain that he will find love, this love appears. De temps en temps, il est déçu. Sometimes he's depressed. Quelquefois, il se blesse. Sometimes he hurts himself. Oof. Self-harm. Alors il entend les commentaires comme il est ingénu. So he hears the commentaries from those around him, presumably. Look at this ingénu. I don't know what ingénu means. Mais le guerrier sait que c'est le prix à payer. But the warrior knows that this is the price to pay. Pour chaque défaite, il a 2 conquêtes à son actif. For each defeat, there are 2 conquests that he à son actif as a result of his actions. Tous ceux qui croient le savent. All those who believe know this. All right, that was pretty uplifting, wasn't it? Okay. Oh yeah, so I found the stang part for this song, and it's a lot easier on the hands. Message in a bottle. Message in a bottle. Good time to stop. Ciao.